A bit of loud music.
No, but this is about as loud as it usually is everywhere else, isn't it?
People listen to
That's
us.
a good start, isn't it? We've only just started and we're already falling out.
People listen to
Oh, that
us.
went well, didn't it? Folding that
like
up.
David
Just
Bowie in the
fucking
70s,
bounced
mate.
straight back at you.
Chill out, Ziggy Stardust.
Fucking unbelievable.
People listen to us because we do good pub chat.
Oh, you recorded?
And what is good about being in a pub with live music, loud music, bit of background chat is it creates that
Because they can't hear
atmosphere.
us.
Does it?
They don't listen to us to listen to what we're saying. They're listening to what's been said at the other table.
Fair enough.
And they're like, oh, what's that tune? Bit of Bryan Adams. This is not Bryan Adams.
It's definitely not Bryan Adams.
It's the
What is
first
this?
thing that comes to my head for some
Name the
reason.
song.
I can't hear what the song is. Jolene? I can't hear what it
Do you
is.
even know what it is?
No idea.
No, I don't recognise it. I don't recognise
really
it.
recognise it.
Great podcast. We're all just listening
Bit
to
of
the
dead
song.
air. Yeah, well, that was your fault.
Yeah.
It was my fault. Hello, welcome to the Football Humans. This is episode 201.
No, it's just episode 200, it's not, because we didn't do 200, did we?
We did 200 while you were away.
Oh, fucking hell.
I know. I mean,
No, but what we decided is we're going to do a really random, you're not a massive Simpsons fan, but The Simpsons did like a 238th episode spectacular. So whenever we can get everyone together, we'll do like a celebration lineup.
A celebration.
It was going to be a big quiz, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
Did you
we'll
bring a quiz
do.
today?
nah.
No.
You got a quiz?
I'm a panellist, I'm not a presenter.
Well, I've got to say, we don't need a quiz.
Because we got loads to talk about.
Because the chat we're going to bring, we ain't got time for a quiz. And we're going to kick it off. We're going to go hard. We're going to go in with Ronaldo. Is Ronaldo a good signing for Manchester United?
Who was the star?
Do Manchester United need him? Is he going to get in that squad, score goals and light up the Premier League?
Yeah.
Or is he past it?
Right, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
Well, you're a Man United fan, you might as well go for it.
As a Man United
fan.
As a Man United fan, John,
Man United fan.
are you excited for Ronaldo back in the Premier League?
Well, as a neutral, I am very excited back in the league. I just want to make the point clear that people keep making the point going, oh, this is the player he was 10, 12 years ago. No, well, obviously he's not. I mean, who is the player they were 12 years ago? The point
me.
is... No, not me either. The point is that it's a great signing because Man United, they've spent all this summer, they've got Jadon Sancho, who was poor yesterday, but he will come good. Rafael Varane, they've been trying it for a centre-back for 4 or 5 years to partner Harry Maguire. Back up, Tom Heaton to back up, whatever. But then what they were missing was, I was saying, like, it was up top. Was there going to be enough goals coming from Cavani, who's spot 35? And the answer was no, but I was always under the illusion saying to people, well, when people say, oh, Harry Kane, only Man City after him, or whoever it was, Mbappe, whoever. But Man United are clearly waiting on Haaland being available next year for a reasonable deal, right? So it's just like we're waiting for Haaland next year, but
Haaland's not going to Man United.
He will go Man United. But anyway, let's
he
get
is.
for the season first. You asked me about Ronaldo, so I'll tell you about Ronaldo.
Yeah, talk about Haaland's another story, but Ronaldo,
just
yeah.
Ronaldo, well, is that bit of quality that they are missing up top? Because although we're saying, oh, Rashford on his day is great, Greenwood on his day is great, Cavani on his day, it's all on their day.
Just
they're
putting on
not
the record.
consistently great.
We're not saying that. You're saying that as a
Well,
Man United
people
fan.
say that. People say that. They need someone like Cristiano Ronaldo to have that bit of quality in the box, who will get them that extra 10 goals a season, who will be that bit of experience and bit of professionalism for the guys the younger guys like Greenwood or Rashford or any young guy coming through to show them the on the park and off the park standards.
What about? I take that. He's a born winner, all that sort of thing. He's going to bring a lot of experience. Probably going to bring goals because he scores a tremendous amount of goals everywhere he goes. But what about the harmony of the team? Is he going to disrupt? Is he going to say to Bruno Fernandes, "I'm on penalties. You're not taking penalties now. If I'm on the pitch, I'm taking the penalty."
Very true.
Well, the good thing is, Ronaldo and Bruno are very close.
Yeah, but there's no way Ronaldo's not taking the penalty.
Yeah. So then, if you're Bruno Fernandes,
That's
you're like,
fine.
well,
Fernandes
he's
misses a lot of penalties, so
fucking hell, like he's taking penalties off me.
they play at Portugal.
And what did
together.
you say? Who said was it you that said to me the other day? The number 7 shirt.
Yeah, he's gone
He's
in
not taking
Cavani.
number 7 shirt.
No, but his branding is CR7.
Right, I think it'll be number 77 to be honest with you.
The Premier League, website
His branding's not CR77.
listed Ronaldo as number 7 and Cavani as
Why
7.
taking off that? Man United
And-
haven't announced that.
Hang on.
They're gonna have 2 number 7s.
Yeah.
What? That's not allowed.
They can't do that. But they listed it as that, and
1 plus 6.
Rio Ferdinand, drunkenly, he had a few drinks on his. He does like a live chat thing. Said,
That's never gonna end well.
Said-
have a few drinks and do a live
I
chat
know.
to millions of people.
He basically said, fair play to Cavani for stepping aside and giving away the 7. He basically said that.
I mean, it's only. Why does Cavani care? Cavani's never been a number 7 in his life, so it's like take it, then I'll be number whatever. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter.
I'll say
Exactly.
Phil Jones is number 4.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, why is
He's
he
like,
doing
no, I'm keeping that number 4.
I know, that's ridiculous. It's gonna play through.
But isn't that going to disrupt things?
But that's what didn't Rio say
Not
something
at all.
about Phil Jones?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. He's Man United. He's Man United through and through. It'll just enhance the club. The club, the last 3 or 4 years, the club have been coming more together since Solskjaer's been in charge.
Whose place does
Darren
he
Fletcher
take?
back in, Mike Phelan, Michael Carrick. The club is now getting back to the way it was.
Who does he replace Ronaldo in that starting lineup? Where
The
do you
starting 11.
where do you place him? What
Well,
position do you put him?
Well, I'd put centre forward.
So you're taking out Mason Greenwood, who's now scoring
3
Hang on,
and 3.
Mason Greenwood is not.
Three-
Yeah, he's played the last 3
3
games.
and 3.
3 and 3,
Right.
playing every week.
Yeah.
He's going to then just
Mason
suddenly,
Greenwood is not a centre forward yet.
he's suddenly out of
Yeah.
the
No,
out
but
of
then,
the game.
but then you're
He's not
affecting.
getting that
Are
experience.
you then affecting his ability to grow as a player because he's not going to get
No,
as
because
much
Ronaldo
game
doesn't
time?
need to play 90 minutes every week, and he doesn't need to play every week either.
No, but Mason Greenwood does.
Yeah.
Mason Greenwood has been, and he's not. Did you watch the game
He's got
yesterday?
3 and 3.
Doesn't matter. Did you watch the game yesterday?
He's won the game for
It was
us.
crap.
He won the game.
The keeper should have saved it.
Yeah.
It was crap.
Yeah, okay,
And the
yeah,
goalkeeper
okay.
should have saved. So
But
you
he's-
can't judge it on
oh,
that.
but he
this
still
guy's
won the
still
game.
in the Champions League and Premier League films when he's pretty poor throughout the
Have
game
you,
and shows
sorry,
glimpses of.
so have you not watched games where Ronaldo's crap and he's won the game?
Not very often, no. What reason?
I have.
Yeah.
Well, it's not very often.
Yeah.
It's a very, very small amount of times where Ronaldo's been crap during the game. Ronaldo can
But he
change
still
the
wins the
game.
game. But that's the thing. It's like Lukaku at Chelsea. I don't expect him to be brilliant every
it doesn't
game,
mean
but he wins the
doesn't mean
game.
Greenwood's not going to play. Ronaldo put in the middle.
So who's
and
going to
Greenwood on the
He's
right
taken
side.
out then.
Who's getting out your squad?
Well, for me, they have to change the formation because they don't have to have 2 defensive midfield players. So I'd play McTominay as one, leave Fred out, play Pogba a bit further forward with Fernandes, Sancho, Greenwood, and Ronaldo.
To be fair, actually, yesterday,
Where's Rashford playing?
Martial played up.
Rashford will have to.
Martial played up front, so there is space.
There
I
is
was
space.
just playing like
Rashford
that.
will also have to find his way back in the team because Rashford's been terrible for 18 months as well. So it doesn't mean just because it's like, oh, Rashford was good 18 months ago, or Greenwood shows glimpses of this, or Sancho was good at Borussia Dortmund. They have to start the week. They have to show it in the Premier League.
What happens to Dan James? You just hang
He'll
him out
go.
to dry?
Yes.
He is definitely
He's going. You're waiting up anyway.
He's not a Man United player. I mean,
He's
he's
not
a
good
good
enough.
player, but he's not
Listen,
in that caliber.
you can say, well, I've got to show Greenwood and Rashford and Sancho have all got to play all the time. But if
Why
they're not winning Premier
Solskjaer-
Leagues, they're
why
not winning
Solskjaer starting him?
European games, they're not going to play.
Solskjaer obviously sees something in Dan James because he started him against Wolves.
No, I think they started him to try and raise his profile.
What, to flog him? I think he'll go this transfer window.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
I think he will. Yeah. And I think Lingard should go as well.
And Lingard's got to go.
Lingard back to West Ham, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't benefit anyone for him to still be there. I don't
No.
think. It's like,
No.
but I would say the Man City link, I really understood, and I felt like Ronaldo would push them even closer to being like title winners. Man United one. I mean, it's
What
a
you mean? I think Man City getting a striker or Ronaldo? And
Man City getting Ronaldo in,
Really?
in particular, yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the what they create and what he
Ronaldo
will put away.
would literally-
I mean, it would literally have taken them way beyond. And to me, if they'd have got Ronaldo, that would have been in league over, sewn up.
Agreed.
Why
But
is
Man
Man United
United-
not getting them in the league over?
No, exactly.
Because Man United don't create as many chances as Man City. They're not
I agree
they're not
with
as
that.
fluid as Man City.
But would you
so
say
with
right.
Ronaldo in the team, they're still. I feel like, and it's sort of the same with Arsenal. Man United are continuously buying positions that they don't need to buy in.
Yeah.
And this is now like again overloading a position that I think they've got enough players for, and there's other places they could strengthen.
Yeah.
What I will say though is you're totally right. Ronaldo in any squad will improve everyone. Like his work ethic and the way he is, like from what everyone says, his professionalism,
100%.
the amount he trains, it'll be great for like.
And
it
the
will
experience of others, demands of others
it
around
will
them
be
as
great
well.
for the youngsters, Mason
Yeah.
Green, whoever else. Yeah, exactly. And he'll be like a proper captain, even if he's not a captain, in a dressing room, because they will all be in awe of him as well. So they'll all listen to what he says, what he's done,
absolutely,
because he's won everything. So it will definitely be a great signing, but not essentially, I don't think, what they needed.
Can I just add on that 1 second? Just quickly add on that, sorry, Rag. I did want to mention that because what you're saying is that they didn't, because they've got plenty, but what they've not got plenty of is quality. So what they should have done is got rid of Martial, because Martial is he's finished. He's going to. What's the point of
He's
keeping him?
French.
28. No, he is not. Martial is not. Even though he shows glimpses, he does show glimpses of class every now and then, doesn't he? But there's no way. There's no way back for him. They should, whether they might be waiting for next year for Haaland and do a swap deal with Martial plus 50 million or something.
While you're mentioning this, you're getting Ronaldo on a 2-year contract. There's no way they're getting Haaland next year.
No.
I think
The amount of money that dodgy agent is asking
Hang on.
there is
Ronaldo
no
will
way
be
that's
37
happening.
next year.
But he's on a 2-year contract.
Yes, you'll be playing.
What's that? So where's this money coming from?
What do you mean?
Who are they selling to get to be?
Where's all these wages money coming from?
Loads of people. Martial, Matic, Matt will be off the books.
And they're going to be able to afford
Lingard,
Haaland.
Van der Beek, huh?
When we're talking Manchester City are screaming out for a foot centre forward, Haaland or Kane, they're going to take the pick.
No, they're not.
Of course they are.
They will next year.
What,
Next year,
Well, Haaland might what instead of Man City.
I
doubt it.
Haaland's
Why?
linked. His dad, Man City. He's going to go
Man
Man
City
City.
and Leeds, yeah, I know. But he's
Man
also
City.
linked with Solskjaer.
Nah.
He wants to play with Solskjaer. Will do play whatever he wants and supply.
No, but will
whoever-
Solskjaer be
whoever
there
he
next year? That was my other question.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I will say
Ronaldo
is Ronaldo
brings-
going is it brings a massive pressure
It
on
does. It does.
and
He's got to
a
deliver.
really unwanted pressure that I don't think he would have. Because this is not Solskjaer that's decided to bring in Ronaldo. This is from above, and Alex Ferguson has apparently persuaded him to go. But for Solskjaer, he must be thinking personally, like, fucking hell. Like, there was a little anticipation of these good signings we've made, but now there's a real pressure to win something big.
Well,
He's got to win the league.
Hang
If
on,
it doesn't work in the first couple of months
Yeah.
of Ronaldo being there, he's banging trouble.
He is banging trouble, but this season, with or without Ronaldo, Solskjaer had to win something big this year, because since he's come in, he's turned the place down more kind of Man United style, get the people back in, get the fans back inside, play the more Man United way, and they've been slowly better. Remember under Moyes, Van Gaal, Mourinho, it was shocking to watch Man United. They were terrible.
Yeah.
It was crap. Even for a neutral point of view, it's Man United, Liverpool, or Chelsea, Man United, whatever. No matter who you support,
Great,
you
mate.
want to see a good
We
game.
beat him all the time. It was brilliant.
You didn't actually. You didn't actually.
We did.
Not all the time.
Look at it.
And he's not a Man United fan.
Fucking big ego.
I mean, look at his face.
You can't take it, can you?
But yeah, it's a big season with or without him. So if they didn't send Ronaldo and Man United finished third this season without a trophy and get knocked out of the last quarterfinals of Europe, he'd be banging trouble anyway.
But I will.
No, but it does add an
With
added
that group
layer
of players,
pressure.
do you not think a more experienced manager would get more out of them? From watching that game yesterday.
Like who? Van Gaal? Mourinho?
I mean, Wolves should have won that game.
Oh, God.
Wolves really
but
should have
look
won
at
that game.
Man United under Mourinho, Van Gaal, or who?
No, but they did not have the squads that they have now.
Yeah.
No way.
You see,
Absolutely no way.
Well, Man United aren't going to win every single game. Same as Chelsea and Liverpool aren't going to win every single game. There's going to be times where they're poor, but they get through. Liverpool, the season they won it, Liverpool were shite half the time, but still grind results out. Did they not?
That's the one thing I will say about Man United yesterday against Wolves. It's way early in the season, don't get me wrong, but that is a game that they picked up 3 points that they shouldn't have picked up 3 points.
Yeah, and that's what they will say. You're right.
That is basically, championship winning.
Yeah. You're right.
Kind of games.
That's what we always remember from like
tilt things.
The punditry back in the day. They're like the games, title-winning games. The games are under the cosh, and they still manage to nick it 1-0. So give it them that. Yeah, give it them that.
But you've got to say Bruno Fernandes didn't turn up yesterday.
It's because he's already fucking fuming. He's already fuming. Because he's like, well, if there's a penalty, I might as well not take it because I'm not going to be taking them after the international break.
He misses some penalties as well. So
Fred was a joke. He got breezed past Adam Traore, man.
No, but so did Pogba.
I know.
Can I ask you something?
Adama Traore was a beast, mate.
But I know you'll be like a bit kind of biased a little bit, but do you think it was a stonewall foul before they go? Because I didn't think he touched him. Pogba touched him, but then as soon as Keane never after game said,
"Are you kidding?
You didn't think he touched him?
Have you seen the slow mo?
Yeah.
Did you not see his shin pad move?
The second time, listen, what I'm saying is, after about 5, what I will say is,
you're not allowed to talk for the rest of the podcast until we say your name.
After about 5 times of watching it, I did see shin pad move, but Jamie Carragher, when he showed the replay, Jamie Carragher said, but no, listen, what I was going to say is, he was like, yeah, he didn't touch him, I'm saying, no, he didn't touch him. It's only after a really slow replay.
Did you see the referee?
Yeah,
wince?
Let me finish 1 second.
Did you see the referee wince?
No, because it wasn't that obvious. It was a different. His angle. I'm not saying I was terrible.
And also, and
you never saw it until 5 things slowed
do you know what's damning though? Is Pogba himself come out and said like, oh, I must not have touched him because that sort of challenge would have been a red card.
No, he didn't say that. Pogba said I didn't touch him. Pogba said I didn't touch him.
He said it would have been a red card.
It would have been a red card.
What, the Match of Day 2 interview?
No, I watched Sky Sports.
Yeah, the Match of Day 2 interview. He said that sort of challenge is a red card, so I obviously didn't touch him.
Yeah. That's what
it showed the replay and he did touch it.
So it's a red card.
But what was
he's reckless, he's off the floor.
Was it that obvious to the eye? That speed of football, was that obvious?
No, do you know what it was though?
No, it wasn't obvious.
What it was is because Neves took another step and then went down. If he'd have gone down straight away, that would have been an automatic red card.
That's right. But
I would agree with that.
If it was that bad, why didn't
No, I would agree with that. I think the reaction of Neves, the way that he took another step and then went down, I think made the mind up for the referee to say he's play acting, play on.
Yeah. No, but what they said on the thing is that Dion Dublin have said it was like he should have gone and looked it on the screen because, or the person should have said maybe you should look at this again because it's not like Neves went down. I mean, he looked towards the referee, but his face was a face of like in pain. He was like fucking hell, and then he went down. It's not like he was looking at him and was like, oh, I'm just going to go down for the hell of it.
I agree with what you're saying. If it was that bad, if Pogba come to, you know the speed that game was going at. If we were playing that game,
no, I get that.
Like the speed going at is 100 miles an hour. So if he's that bad, he wouldn't clap him.
No, but I get that. But
he's tipped him a little bit.
Did he get the ball? No. That's the main thing.
Was he out of control?
Was he out of control? Yes. Was it reckless? Yes.
Did it lead to a goal scoring, game changing?
Yes. I think it should have been a red card.
It led to a goal scoring, game changing decision.
I think the thing is
what's the difference of like, you know, that's literally 2 centimeters or less
because
than
he was going for the ball.
But that's 2 centimeters away from being a stone cold red card. I mean, it's 100% a foul, and it shouldn't have been a goal.
But what I will say is about not to move on yet, but it's the same with Reece James now, because rules are rules. He's got to be sent off, but that's harsh as well.
Yeah, it was very harsh.
It's like so we hand it line, got a red card. But it's like we want tackles and challenges in our game, right? So it was a 50-50. It was a 50-50.
No, it wasn't.
It was a 50-50.
It wasn't a 50-50.
And Pogba's missed the ball. He's not
no.
the guy.
That's exactly what he said yesterday.
It was
Genius was like, it's a 60-40, and it was a 60-40.
Yeah, it's a 60-40.
Because Neves was closer to it.
Yeah.
Because Neves didn't have to jump off the ground and stick his legs forward.
I think we'll wait and see until it happens at Chelsea or Liverpool and see what you guys think about that. Because I think it was the harsh.
What? So you don't think that's a foul?
I mean, under the rule of the law, I suppose it was out of control. Yeah, but it's like, do we not want that? Do we not want five challenges going in?
No.
We do,
but we don't want them like where they're up half the way up the leg and they're catching someone on the shin.
He took off his shin and showed him the mark on his leg.
I only after about 10th time I watched it, I was like, oh, I can see the shin man a little bit move. But that's what happened. If you went for 50-50.
Are you blind?
No, I'm not. No.
Let's watch that now because
Yeah,
you
watch
are
it now, bring it
fucking
up,
blind.
please. No,
Because
you
his
are.
shin
No,
pad
because
moved.
I tell you what. If
Is
this
it
was-
just me? His
if
shin pad moved.
Canty did that, you wouldn't be saying this.
He would. I would.
You wouldn't. And the same, if it was Will Nelson, you wouldn't be saying it. It's not against Man United.
It's not. It's
It's
really
not.
It's genuinely not.
It is.
Genuinely, totally impartial.
Oh, comes up straight away.
Does it?
Pogba challenge rule.
Pogba should have. I don't agree. I don't think it was a red card. I don't think he should be sent.
Oh yeah, I might have gone over the top there,
But
but
I do think it was a foul, and it should have been given as a foul straight away.
Well, it can meet halfway because under the rules, I suppose it could be dangerous. It was out of control.
I
so it's a foul, yeah.
love the
I'll
fact
give- I'll
that
give
the
you.
referees are playing advantage, letting the game flow. But I do think Wolves deserved a point out of that game.
Definitely. I mean, they should have won the game.
100%. They should have won it. But
they should have won it. Yeah.
I thought Man United would have hammered them.
finish. They couldn't finish.
I was expecting 3-0 Man United that day.
And that's not, that's not a reason to bring play back and disallow a goal. But of the challenge, all the challenges that you kind of saw in those 90 minutes, that was a booking. It was a booking.
Yeah.
Pogba should have got a yellow card for that.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And it
Well,
should have
no,
been
the
a
main
foul.
thing is, I mean, it shouldn't have been.
We should have
Should have been allowed to
I'm
go
honest
forward
being
with the
honest.
goal.
Yeah, I'm honest being honest. I didn't. When I saw the replay, even Jamie Carragher, when they said let's all look again, and Carragher goes, no, he's not touching him. And they both agreed. Tyler Carragher went, he's not touching him. I was like, yeah, he's not touching him. The goal was given straight away, but only after I was watching, I was going.
Okay, I can't. You know, like YouTube is always, everything you click on, there's not a video, but you can see there that they've stopped it there.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That
I know
picture,
what you mean.
you
I know
cannot
what you
see
mean.
his
But-
top
but
stud.
listen, how many
And they're
challenges-
on his leg.
Listen, how many challenges, slide tackles? We want
Yeah,
slide
yeah, but-
tackles,
but-
you're not always going to not catch
No,
the player.
but,
You're going to catch the player at some
the main
point.
thing is, where's the ball? Under his foot.
But he's waiting for the ball. He's waiting for the ball.
But that doesn't matter.
I tell you
You
what.
can't just keep booking the centre
Well,
for every little
well, the
thing, though.
difference is. Well,
We
the
want
difference
challenges,
is.
we want tackles, we want aggression in football.
It was
Let's
the-
not take everything
No, I
out.
get that.
It was the theatrical Pogba interview afterwards that did it for me. Did you see it on Match of the Day? His eyes are open. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, but it wasn't me. I didn't touch it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I would have been said, oh, honestly, oh.
Yeah, I mean,
it was
honestly,
over the top.
It was basically
It
like
was-
he knew that he should have been. He should have been.
I
It was
agree
a
with
foul.
this.
It was,
I get this.
it was an Oscar-winning performance from Pogba
Yeah.
in his post-match
Yeah.
interview.
Well,
Honestly,
I don't know about Oscar, but it was. It looked
BAFTA.
like he was
No, it's
auditioning for
BAFTA.
pantomime.
Definitely,
Yeah.
100%. It was. It really was.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I take your point. I'm not saying I disagree because it's one of those things. It's like
Well, what have we been talking about then? If you don't disagree.
because it's 2 against 1, and I'm going to fight like a beaver to get my
Yeah?
point across. Yes.
So
Beaver, interesting choice.
let's have draw the line under this. So Wolves should have won.
Yeah.
David De Gea made a fucking world-class double
Dream of a
save.
save, mate. Dream of a save.
I thought
well,
it
the
was-
first one you
I
should
thought
have
it was
saved.
finished. That second save, was absolutely phenomenal.
First one right out. Second one was amazing.
Brilliant.
Brilliant.
Man United to win the league, yes or no?
No.
We're very close. No, what
I love it.
I will
Yes
say,
or no?
Yes or no?
I will say no, but I think there'll be less than 10 points between Man City, Man United, and Chelsea. I think there'll be less than 10 points between them.
Without a shadow of a doubt, even though I
It's
said
gonna
all that
be
stuff
so
about
close.
Man City would guarantee leave Ronaldo, I'm not so sure with United. But he will give them that extra. Yeah, they will be very, very close. They'll be higher than I predicted.
It's
them.
going to be close.
Oh no, I predicted them to win the league actually.
It
So,
did, yeah.
Should I?
Yeah.
so
I'll say yes.
Yeah, I'll say yes because I did predict them to win the league.
I'll say yes as well.
And now they've got Ronaldo, it's only better. So.
What do you think?
No. Solskjaer will be sacked by the end of the
Do
season.
you think so?
They won't win the league.
If Solskjaer was to be sacked, because of the way they went back, like obviously that Man United traditions for so long, and then it was like, oh, Moyes and Van Gaal and Mourinho, spend loads on players, this and that. But now they've got the kind of core back, they've restructured the back, the actual kind of director, football technical director, whatever they're called, and then the backroom team and the way everyone's the academy, put everyone. It's now Man United through the core. If they sack Solskjaer, they're not going to bring in like Conte or some other. Who do you think would get the job? Do you think it would be someone like? I mean, it would be Darren Fletcher would be one of the people to decide. Do you think it might be someone like
David Moyes.
Not with my voice, but I don't know. I think you've got to stick.
I know
this
what
this
you mean.
time they've got to stick to the Man United way.
They've got
but
to
it's
stick
like
to it.
a traditional kind of.
Yeah, but who else is there? I mean, Solskjaer had
That's why I don't think Solskjaer gets sacked.
had managerial experience.
But why should Solskjaer get sacked? Man United have broken the record.
No. I mean, we're not saying now.
No,
but I'm
Folk
saying
are though. Folk are
Not
though.
now.
No.
If you listen to the hashtag All The Out campaign, there's on Twitter.
Yeah, but
there's
that's
All
been
The
going
Out.
for ages.
Yeah,
though.
that's
It's still on now. I've seen it the other
Because
day.
and even some of the pundits that know football are like they tip other teams because they don't think he's a great manager. And this is Man United ex-players and stuff. They just don't feel like he's got the managerial nous that other managers do.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. But I think he would have got away a bit more. But now,
I think
the
not when the
limelight
Europa League was big.
the limelight is
Yeah.
is like completely on United.
Yeah.
Like because of Ronaldo coming into the league, there's no getting away from a bad result now. You know what I mean?
No.
So
No,
it'll
they
be
expected
interesting to see.
to definitely
Be interesting to see.
to get right to the wire this
Because
year.
and what is it before we leave this thing of this conversation is the fact that Juventus and a lot of the Italian football writers, when they were questioned about like are Juventus a better team with or without Ronaldo, a lot of them said without, and it was like Juventus were desperate to get rid of him because they won more
Financial,
points
wasn't it?
without him. Yeah, financial massively, but also they play in a different way with him. So it just depends.
They accommodate him
I mean, I'm
more.
not sure they
It's
got
only-
beat at home to Empoli last night, 1-0.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
So
They could have done with him then,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And they're massively financially in trouble
Yeah, they are.
anyway. So like a lot of
Like Barcelona.
like
Yeah.
Barcelona, Real Madrid.
Yeah, they are.
If you look at Barcelona's, I looked at their lineup yesterday and it's like,
Average.
wow, bang average.
Yeah.
Like, but
You look at Champions League, you're like, I wouldn't mind fancy playing them in the Champions League
Yeah.
now. You'd be like,
Yeah.
I could take them.
I know.
But yeah, I would just like it just depends if having Ronaldo affects the way they want to play.
Final word. I think Ronaldo will disrupt what Ollie is doing at Manchester United. I think it's not his signing. It's come up almost. I mean, Sanchez went there, and we all saw what happened with Sanchez. Like he was going to go to Man City. I think Sanchez would have fitted in at Man City. Would have done amazing things at Man City.
Probably.
Went to Man United, did nothing.
Yeah.
And I've just got a real gut feeling.
But
I've got a gut feeling.
no, don't
that,
say it, Rag.
That Ronaldo is going to go to Man United and disrupt the progression of the younger players. Yes, he's going to be great in training, but he's going to be like, well, why am I here? I want to be in the starting lineup. I want to be starting every week.
Who, Ronaldo?
He will
Yeah.
be.
He will be.
Exactly. So he's at the detriment to Mason Greenwood
Yeah, but if
starting.
Mason Greenwood and Rashford
To
were
the-
consistently
to the
scoring goals
detriment.
every week, then they wouldn't be at the starting line
Mason
either, but they
Greenwood,
are, because they're not
Mason
consistent.
Greenwood is 3-3. Are you
It
telling
doesn't
me
matter.
after the
It doesn't- he's not
after
going
the
to be
international break,
38 and 38 though.
he's not going to be in
gonna
the he's not going to be in the team.
He's
is
not
he?
going to be 38 and 38.
He's not going to be in the team.
But he's had 2
Like
years to
starting.
show that he's it's the same. Sancho,
3-3. He's gonna
the
be
same
out of the
bracket
team.
as Sancho and Rashford for me, but it doesn't matter.
At the end of the day,
he was lucky to get those goals.
in my personal opinion, Ronaldo is the greatest footballer that there's been ever.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And it doesn't matter if he's 36, he's still.
He's got the same body as a 26-year-old.
He's shown
there's no
league
doubt
after
he will
league,
make no better
test
team,
out
and
test.
he won't be Alexis Sanchez. He will score a lot of goals.
Alexis Sanchez
A
in the
lot
same,
of
close
goals.
to the same league.
He will
I know
score
what
a
you
lot
mean.
of goals.
I know what you mean.
But whether they'll be
That's the Liverpool fan in me
But-
saying
No,
that.
I know
he's a
I know
flop.
what you mean. Yeah,
I desperately hope he's a flop. I really do.
where my argument's coming from is he's definitely not going to be a flop. But it's just, is it the way that they want to play going forward? I don't know.
You never know. Cristiano Ronaldo might be the next manager of Man United because he wants to.
Are you going to put him in your fantasy football team?
It'd be too expensive.
I've tried to look, but he wasn't on it because the paper was not completed.
Yeah.
But I will say, just before we finish on this, just 5 seconds, why did Man United give all a 3-year contract to some of them if he's on his way out? They give a new 3-year deal.
We didn't say he's on his way out.
No.
But I'm not saying
The
you could,
pressure-
most people
the
are. You're
press-
right.
no, the
Pundits,
pressure on
supporters,
him.
No, but I think
There's
there's pressure now though
Real pressure.
because of the amount they've spent.
Yeah.
Do you think if Man United don't win the league this year, he'll be sacked?
No.
Depends. If they come a
If
close
they have
second
a
or
good push, then he won't get
if
sacked.
they're out of the top 4, I think you will get
Not really
sacked.
the top 4. But I think even if he
But
finished-
if you look at the spread of like the money being spent now, and when you think of the wages that are going out of that club, I mean, this may go back to the split off of the Super League and stuff. And they're saying the Glazers not spending money. You can't say they've not spent money because they really have spent money.
Yeah.
So it's like there's that excuse is
They know
not.
they're going to get it back though.
That excuse is not there anymore. So that's why I'm saying the pressure is now solely on Solskjaer. So if they don't deliver, because they're not balanced the books basically. There's a lot of outgoings. There's not a lot of money coming in. I mean, what have they sold this year?
Yeah, nothing.
What have they sold? They've not made like any money.
They've not made a lot of money, have they? They must be looking to sell like say Martial, Lingard.
To Flamengo.
That's it.
Well, that's what I mean. So the outgoings are massive. So it's like, to bring it to Chelsea, for example, okay, we spent 96 million or 97 million on Lukaku, but it's all come back.
Yeah, and more.
We sold like Tammy Abraham,
Zappacosta.
Mark Gay, Zappacosta, and Zuma, and that's basically made the money back up. So we're actually in profit from this summer, and that's
Same with Liverpool, if not.
So I think that's where, and I'm sure we'll get onto it later, but that's why Arsenal is a problem, because like,
mate,
Massively.
we need another pint and let's discuss Arsenal.
Yeah, let's get a brandy if I talk about Arsenal.
Right, the pint glasses have been refilled, and well, in good time really, because Arsenal are bottom of the league. It's only 3 games in, guys. Are we giving Arteta any more time?
What's the point?
well, no, the thing is,
I'll let you start.
there is a point, because I know there's a lot of Arsenal fans that want him out, but we've talked about this before, about there must be someone who sits down like analytically at the start of the season and predicts like what points you get in the season. And at the end of the day, the Brentford result is the worst result of the season, because they would have predicted they get 3 points out of that, and there was no fight, no nothing.
But Brentford done well since then as well, so fair enough.
Exactly. Yeah. So they would have predicted they get 3 points against them. Against City and against Chelsea, I mean, they would have been optimistic. If they're being realistic, they would have predicted 2 points out of that. They would get a draw out.
No. Realistic, they'd have predicted 0 points out of that.
Okay, so
optimistic, they'd have predicted 2 points.
So I mean, in between optimistic and realistic,
Okay.
they'd have picked it. Because if they're being ultra optimistic, they'd have predicted 6 points.
Yeah.
If they're being realistic, but like with like the pep for a new season, they'll be like, okay, a draw out of these 2 games,
Okay.
or at least get a point out of the 2 games.
Yeah.
So the fact that they got beat by Man City this week, I don't think is like a nail in the coffin. The big game is after this international break.
It's the way they got beat.
Yeah, I was just
It
going to
is
say
the
that.
way
I was just
they
going to
got
say
beat.
that. This
It
is, I mean, we're texting throughout on the group chat. I mean, it's not just a case where it was a close game and then Manchester ended up being too strong. That'd be fair enough. If they got beat 2-1 or something, or even 2-0 or 3-1. But I mean,
Man City didn't even have to try.
Nah,
I mean,
they didn't get out of
and that's
second
another
gear,
thing.
man.
It was absolutely embarrassing. Like I was the first crossing. It was just like, how did he get his crossing? He just floats in the box. Keeper, all the defenders are missing. The boy just knocks it in. It's like, come on, man.
But this is the
Fucking
thing.
hell, the same goal, the second goal.
So it's basically like against Chelsea the week before. The first half, defensive errors all round. Lukaku dominated them, and it annoyed me actually watching the City game, because I was like, this is what we should have done. But we sort of like
You
stood
sat
off
back a bit,
and
yeah.
Arsenal looked better in the second half, and they looked like they had a few attempts. But I think that was mainly down to us. Whereas City, like, you would think after that Chelsea game, they would, you want a firm defence. Don't make any errors at the
Don't
beginning.
concede, yeah.
And the fact that they conceded in what was it? In the first 10 minutes?
2-0 down in 15 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
but it was the way they conceded them as well. I think Callum Chambers going down like so easily off a push, just like looking for a foul when and then you just leave your man, and then
it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's defending I've never seen before in my life. It was absolutely abysmal. I mean, it's like we've said before. It's like, oh, they watch matches there, watching games or whatever, going to games. Oh, poor defending. There's a difference between poor defending and absolute, not even abysmal, unbelievable defending.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they doing? I mean, it's not even as professional football players. Well, Dagenham and Redbridge or fucking Port Vale, they're professional football players. This is not almost world class, maybe not quite world class, but up there. I mean, it was abysmal. But the thing is, I mean, the players are not good enough. But Arteta's got to take responsibility. He's been there for how long? It's not just a year, is it? He's been there for 18 months, 2 years. He's been there for.
Yeah.
But the only thing that keeps him going is the only person who defends him is Guardiola, and it sickens me. Every single time we play Arsenal, the hammer Arsenal go. But honestly, I know you always say he's an amazing manager. He's such a good coach. He's helped us all.
Yeah,
He said exactly the same thing. But it's not his fucking business. If someone's going, don't say he's amazing. It's like, I'd be like, hang on, mate, we're Arsenal, we're sitting bottom of the league. Yeah, but he's amazing. I'd be like, shut your fucking mouth. It's got nothing to do with you.
Did you see the tweet that Ozil put out? Have you seen that? Ozil put out a broken heart and said, trust the process.
What's the process?
How harsh
but that's
how
the thing, we
harsh
can't
is
even
that?
see what's happening. What is the process?
So this is what we're going into then, because like I was saying about, like, obviously, you know, every team spends a lot of money these days, but you need to justify it as in, like, so I was talking to Steve, big Arsenal fan, we mentioned this last week, that basically, you know, you buy all these random players for £30 million, it adds up. Whereas you may use that money for a £100 million player that's going to change your team.
100%.
And that's what is going on these days.
Yeah.
But it's like, so you look at Arsenal's outgoings, so this is the last couple of seasons. So this season they've spent 132 million.
On
and a bit.
average.
On players,
Read the players
on
out.
players
Read the
coming
players
in.
out. Read the players out so we remember.
Okay, so Ben White,
Average.
50 million, over 50 million. Martin Odegaard, over 30 million. Ramsdale, 25 million. Lakonga, 15 million. Tavares, 7 million.
Average.
Balogun for a free, right?
Average.
And then they've let go, they've got rid of Joe Willock and Torreira on loan, but they've only got 30 million back in transfers. So this year they've spent 100 million.
Yeah.
Bang,
By the
straight
way,
off the back.
the most actually Joe Willock, is he worth almost 30 million? Joe Willock, he's hardly played. Is he worth almost 30 million? I don't think so.
No, but that's a,
To Newcastle, he
But-
probably is.
but I
Probably.
mean,
You know.
anyway.
Anyway.
So the season before that, I'm not going to read them all out because there's loads. Thomas Partey was like 45 million of it, so that's a big one. Gabriel, 23 of it. So it was 67 million, and they only got in 17. And the year before that, 144 million. The big one of that was Nicolas Pepe for 72.
Unbelievable.
William Saliba for 27, who they've kept loading out everywhere. Kieran Tierney, 24, fair enough, he's still playing. And then they only got in during that 48, so they're still, that's another 100 million.
It's a lot of shit going out.
So in the last 3 years, that's 250 million they've spent.
Yeah.
And the year before, so we go to the fourth year, 72 and 8. So that's another 70 million. So that's over 300 million in the last 4 years. But here's my question for you. How many players do they need to make a decent starting 11?
I'd say about 9. And I'm not being bad here, because what I was saying the other day was, I mean, Kieran Tierney had a bad start to the season, but Kieran Tierney is class, and I'll stand by that. But then you look at what they do, the rest of the defence. The goalkeeper Ramsdale, it's not for me at all. But
Yeah, do you know what? Not me either.
They say no, Sheffield United defence was terrible, but it's like, well, actually,
I've not seen enough
every
of
week I
him
saw him
to-
make mistakes. And then the two in the middle, El Neni, Xhaka's an absolute joke for me. But anyway, give him a 4-year contract.
Would
know,
you
to
say
be
Ramsdale
fair-
was better than Leno?
No, I wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't. I wouldn't say Leno's that great either.
Because Leno's got a mistake in him a
No,
lot.
but so's
Yeah.
Ramsdale.
I
That's
think
the whole point.
Leno's got a decent keeper though.
He hasn't got the height.
He's a good shot
He's not got
stopper.
the height, has he?
But I don't think
For-
Ramsdale's an improvement on Leno. That's what I mean. That's why I'm reading it, because these players are not improvements on
No.
everyone they
Okay,
bring in.
yeah.
The only ones that would keep in the team for me would be Tierney, Smith Rowe, Saka, and Odegaard. But even then, all 4 of them,
Aubameyang and
these 4 are
Lacazette
not
are
going to win you
decent
Premier
in
League
their
title.
day. on their day.
No, but the thing is, Lacazette
Aubameyang
barely gets
and
in the team these days for some
Lacazette
reason.
are brilliant.
And they're both not consistent
You
players.
say Lacazette?
Yeah.
Lacazette is so,
Decent
he's been there
player.
for so long, but it doesn't matter though. Like, what, he's been there for so long. What's he done for them? Nothing. They're finishing mid-table.
Aubameyang, fair enough. And
Another one who doesn't give a shit. He
but
doesn't give a shit.
No, but I think when you look at it, there's a lot that's happened to him in the last few years. I mean, the poor fucker, he's had COVID, he's had malaria, he lost his mum or his dad, one of the two. Like, that was all in the space of the last year.
Yeah.
So it's totally understandable that he's not had a great season. So you can take him off the table because he is a class player.
Right, Nicholas Pepe,
And
72 million.
It's like, I mean, I mean,
Pepe's been a flop. Let's face it. Like, you know,
can
he's
they
been,
afford
he's
that
been
money
a
for a
real.
flop? 72 million for a flop.
He's been a flop.
But that's the thing. It's also that's why. I mean, I'm not sticking up for Arteta here, but there's more to this than just him. Because this is like, because there was talk of Edu being not Wenger. There's talk of Edu being sacked because he's the guy that's basically buying these players.
He's the boss.
And they're negotiating these deals. So who the fuck negotiated 72 million pound ever? I mean, Ben
Was
White.
Edu there at the time? Was he there at the time?
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah. He was the guy doing the transfers.
Was he? I know.
He's been there
But
for the last 3 years, right?
3 years? I don't know if it's 3 years.
Yeah.
The only
I thought he'd been
reason I
there
mentioned Wenger is because a lot of the guys you see going out the last 5 or 6 years, it's a big list of going out, like a list of players. Wenger signed most of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, the recruitment has not been right for a long
Shocking,
time.
shocking.
Yeah, it's not been right. But so realistically, though,
So is that
how many
Arteta's fault?
Not completely, but I
So
think
that's
that's now in
not
charge.
Arteta's fault about recruitment.
So how many players do they need? Position-wise, let's go over it. Who do they need?
Well, we can't say a goalkeeper because they've signed a goalkeeper.
But to make them a top 4.
They need a goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper.
Okay.
Right back.
They need a centre
They
back.
definitely need a right back.
They
no,
need a good
I
centre
don't
back.
think they
They
need
need-
2. I think they need
Holding's
1.
shite. Chambers is shite.
No, I think Ben White will be good.
Or
though.
Ben White.
I think
Yeah.
he is
Fair
good.
enough.
I mean, I think they may have overspent on him, but I think he is good.
You're going to win the league, you need a strong
He needs,
squad, right?
he needs a
And from what I saw in that Gabriel at the start, he wasn't
centre
bad,
back.
but he's not.
Who?
Gabriel, he's not
What,
bad.
Pablo Mari?
No.
Yeah.
No,
So-
I mean, the way Lukaku boxed
So
him,
even if
there's no way.
even if Arsenal sign players to make a really strong starting 11, as soon as one of them's out, or you can't play them the whole season, they can't bring in these guys that we're talking about saying shite to win the league. So actually to win the league, they need about 12, 13 players.
No, they're not.
Well-
they're not close to winning the league.
No, what I mean is, we are saying how many. So if it was an open checkbook, so if you said, right, you can sign Mbappe, you can sign whoever you want, they would be close to winning the league. Do you know what I mean? And
But what I don't understand
what I mean
is,
is like-
Xhaka was so close to leaving. I don't actually think Xhaka's that bad of a player. I think he's actually a decent player.
He's a liability,
But-
though.
Yeah, but why, if he was so close to leaving, they wanted him to leave, and he's had such a problem with Arsenal
Yeah.
fans, did they give him a new 3-year
It was
contract?
on 4 year. I thought it was 4 year.
Because he had a good Euros.
Yeah.
And that's exactly
Basically,
it. It's
because he had a good Euros. I mean, it makes no sense. It's just, there's some weird shit going on at that club.
I'd hate to be an Arsenal fan. It's not going to be fun, is it? Like watching your club, it'd be so frustrating to watch.
But like I said before, after the international break, that Norwich game is massive.
It's massive.
Because Norwich have not started the season well. Obviously, Arsenal will be expected to win it. But they won't just be expected to win it 1-0. They'll be expected to win it.
Like they did in the, was it Capital Cup, what cup game? did
Yeah, they beat West Brom 8-0. But West Brom put out their under-21 team.
6-0.
6-0, wasn't it?
Was it 8-0?
Southampton beat Newport.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah,
yeah. I knew
6-0.
it was a high score.
Yeah.
Southampton, Newport, fucking West Brom had their kids out, didn't they?
Yeah.
But you'd think they'd get confidence from that. Aubameyang
I know,
looked
that's what I
great
thought.
and
That's
everything.
what I
You
thought,
thought maybe the next
thing
game
is,
in they
They
play
put
really
out
well.
a full team, didn't they? Because they knew that was
We
the
needed
reason.
a result,
Yeah, we need
yeah.
to get a result.
When I was watching the game on Saturday, because I thought, well, watch the Man City Arsenal game, obviously at home, then Soccer Saturday, then Liverpool Chelsea, it's been the best day. Everyone's saying, like, oh, it'll be a Man City Arsenal big game, but it'll be a one-way streak, it'll be 4-5-9. And I was thinking, I don't know, like, I just think that because they've started off so badly, they're due a performance, they're due a win.
Yeah, I
and you look
actually
at
thought
Arsenal's
that.
team, you thought, you never know, Smith Rowe, Saka, and
Yeah.
Odegaard, and who was up front? Aubameyang up front. It's Keely's, but I was thinking, you never know. But it's like the first 10 minutes, you're like, I was like, I can't believe
They're
I watched it. It was
atrocious.
atrocious.
Do you know,
Awful.
they really need, and this is going back to like the 90s and stuff, but I mean, there's still certain players like that around, but they really need like a Patrick Vieira or Roy Keane.
Yeah,
they need someone.
A leader.
They need someone that they're scared of.
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
need someone
Yeah.
that like
Every
will make
team
them
needs that.
stand to account. Do you know what I mean? They really
And they've
do.
not got that at all.
And
I don't
actually,
think so.
Yeah.
just going back to it very quickly, I think that's what Ronaldo will bring at Man United. Is that the standards are kind of there, they're kind of getting there. But Ronaldo's not going to be like, come on, let's try and finish top 4. He's going to be, I want to win the league. Like, we've got the players. I'm saying it as him. We've got the players for it.
Do you know what? He totally will. For selfish
Yeah.
reasons, he's like, I'm back at United.
Yeah.
I want to end my career.
I'm
I
in career.
For sure. We're winning something this year.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's what most teams don't have these days. Some of them are scared of us saying, on paper, decent players. You need players like a Roy Keane or Vieira, or 2 or 3 of them, or Tony Adams at the back, to be like, we're not sending for San Fernando shite. We're going to win the game and nothing else. And it's just too much. I don't know. It's more than the football. It's been going for a while. It's like there's too much. It's kind of like, well, we didn't win the game. How many players have you seen it? It sickens me. Every time we get beat or something, and I don't follow any Hearts anymore, because every time we get beat, we go, not the result we wanted, but we'll be back next week with a fist.
We go again.
We go again.
Go
next week.
again, yeah.
I said, well, what do you mean
still
you go
follow
again?
them,
You were never in
yeah,
the fucking game. You didn't fucking, you failed on 10 yards. Not the result I wanted. We'll go next week anyway. Let's go to a 5-star Michelin star restaurant. That's what it is.
Yeah, no, it is the same shit, yeah.
Arsenal are banging trouble, you're right. But let's go to, I'm going to call it the blockbuster game of the weekend, Liverpool-Chelsea. Me and Michael watched it together.
We did.
It was spoiled.
Really
The game
was.
was fucking
spoiled.
ruined and it's so annoying.
The first half
was
was
so-
excellent.
It flew by.
honestly a
It was
really,
great.
It flew by.
really
I thought
amazing
exactly brilliant. I was
start.
loving every second of it.
And either team could have come out on top on that.
I think Chelsea would have won it if it wasn't the send off. I will say that.
I think so as well.
Why?
Because I fancied Chelsea before
We
the
kept
game.
having a break. There was 2 times. Yeah, I mean, we mentioned Lukaku should have played through Havertz.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, but you picked him out. But there was also a time when Havertz had the ball, and if he'd have looked up, played through Lukaku down the middle.
I know, how many times?
It was so frustrating.
What was more frustrating was Chelsea were 2-1. Me and my dad put a joint bet on for the and it was worth 350 quid. Only Chelsea let us down, but we were just like the
With
game
the
was
sending
ruined.
off, it was never going to happen.
But yeah, and also send off by the rules, which you said earlier, it was a send off, but it's instinct. If you're like trying to clear it, it's not you're thinking, hang on a minute, it's not, I'm going to call it that. It's just instincts like that.
Well,
It stopped. What it should be is it's like, right, you didn't mean it. It's a penalty, and you're getting booked for it. But you can't sit. Surely not.
Well,
It's
that's
not
the thing,
if he's dived across him, not
exactly.
like that.
It's what I
Yeah.
said to Rag the other day. It should be the double jeopardy thing with the goalkeeper, because basically, at the end of the day, we don't want to see this happen. But it would have made more sense for Reece James to just jump out of the way of that and let the goal go in, because
But it's
we would have had
instinct. You didn't know
more
it was coming.
chance.
It came a deflection.
We would have had
You
more
wouldn't know
chance
that.
of winning that game if he'd
2-1.
just let the
Yeah.
goal go in.
I know.
It's 1-1 and we're at 11 men.
I know.
You know, Rudiger doesn't get booked,
Yeah.
Mendy doesn't get booked, shouldn't have got booked,
Yeah, it's
Henderson
instinct,
being a
yeah.
prick.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He's finished better.
But basically, yeah, that ruins that, because
Who's finished? Fucking English.
Last season.
Yeah.
Finished in 28. I listened to that the other day as well. Put it on the car. I was like, put it on that. I can't. Finished in 28.
He's
I'm not
great for
finished.
Liverpool. Henderson's great for Liverpool. Don't.
Last season. It looks to me his last season, 100%.
Nah, his leadership and everything is great for Liverpool.
No, I agree with that now.
We need that.
But this
We
is-
need that there.
I think he's come down quite quickly. I think this is his last season.
I think he's still probably
To be substituted, I probably half don't want to agree with you, but I do agree with you. You wouldn't normally substitute your captain if he's fully fit and he's fine.
I mean,
He does look like he's fallen a little
he
bit.
does look
because
a
he had got-
little bit.
He had a great chance in the first half.
He did. He should have buried
It was
that.
the player you didn't want it to fall it to. It's the same as the second half when Lukaku played someone through, and I was like, oh, it's Kovacic.
Yeah, Kovacic.
Fucking hell, it's the last player he wanted.
I know.
I
know.
It was like Mount or
And
something.
we went up,
like-
we're like, because we were at Chelsea, we're like, go on.
And Lukaku, when he got the blocked
Keep getting
by
caught on his feet as well, Lukaku, man.
I know, he fell over a couple of times. But anyway, But I just feel like it's harsh. I mean, you don't want that to the fact that like
you don't want
Reece
that for
James,
the spectacle
like,
of the game.
He
It was a
basically-
great game.
He put his body on the line, stopped with his knee, and then it hit his arm, and then he stopped with his foot again. But you're basically asking a defender at that point, don't try and stop it because you're going to ruin the rest of the game.
Yeah, but it's not thought about it though. It's just coming. It's instant. If after a ball you right now you go like that and hit your arm, it's like
No, but
you
he
can't
hit his
bother
leg
it.
first and then
But
went on to
it's
his
a
arm.
deflection onto his leg. His arm, you instantly went
And
like
the
that.
thing
You
is,
would.
as well,
It's instinct.
he's standing on one leg, so his arm
Yeah.
goes round, but it's because his other foot has to
it's
hit the
instinct.
ground.
I know I'm biased. I did scream penalties. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that is a penalty. Like, you know,
It's a
that,
penalty, it's just not a
it was the
send-off.
right
There is no
decision.
denying it is a penalty.
I felt sorry for him getting sent off. The thing, as a Liverpool fan, watching that, I was really disappointed with. We couldn't break Chelsea down. Chelsea defended as a block really, really well. Liverpool ran out of ideas.
Well, that second half.
Creativity-wise, you're like, come on, man, push
No,
on,
but-
get
The defending
create
was
more
great.
chances.
The defending was great because it was basically restricted to outside the area, edge of the box shots.
So
there
annoying.
was no chance in the middle.
You're
at
so
all.
compact. It was like
At all. I mean, bring Thiago Silva on, and like he's 37. Like his organisation, his positional skill
I
was
know.
just great. Rudiger had a barnstorm. He was just.
Rudiger's gone up a level, I think.
Well, it's under Tuchel. It's same habits.
Yeah.
Well,
They've gone up a
that's-
level.
He's
yeah.
German.
I mean, Frank, I love to bits, obviously, but this is sort of going back to the Solskjaer thing again. It's like he did well with that team, but there was always problems at the back under his management. Always. We were always like. We still played the same way going forward, and we looked good going forward.
Yeah.
But there was always the fact that we might leak goals.
Yeah.
Tuchel is with the same players. He's got rid of that. So there is obviously a
Chelsea
different
have a different
level
level,
of
100%.
coaching and stuff. You know.
So we've got a question for you then. So you're saying that matters. What now for Frank Lampard? Where does Frank Lampard? What's his level? Where does he take his next job?
I think he's still got a lot to prove in management, but I still think he's got a lot of potential. So he's probably himself holding out for a Premier League job, but
So who's he going to manage in the Premier League?
I would
And
say
do well at?
in a southern, he's not going to move up to bloody up north.
No, Newcastle is it? Or, yeah.
But he might be one of them players that never manages like another club. You
Well,
never know.
I was going to say that to you. Do you know how many times you Google a player on Wikipedia, like for whatever reason, an older player, the 90s or 80s or 70s, whatever it is, and it's like great player, played for this, whatever it is. It goes to management. If they manage like QPR 79 to 80, and that's it. And there's loads of the players that went in the management for 2 or 3 years, and then that's it. They never manage again.
So you're saying
But it's
you think
like, look
Frank
at-
Lampard's never going to manage
He
again?
might manage it, but only on his terms.
No,
but
he
he's-
will.
No, the thing
But
is-
he's not going to go into a job that he's going to be ultimately under pressure straight away. He'll under his terms. He'll go into
he wants a
something
top
that-
job,
Yeah.
but he doesn't necessarily
He doesn't
deserve
warrant a
he
top
doesn't
job.
doesn't
Surely.
deserve a top
Yeah.
job. It's not as if you imagine Derby. If Derby had a decent team under
Well,
him. He could
I
be
mean-
the pro. He got Chelsea. He's got a right Chelsea.
But I think he's got a lot of pedigree to the fact, and he will always be held in good esteem for Chelsea because he was given that job and he knew exactly why, because we had a transfer ban.
Yeah,
so they couldn't
totally.
attract
Huge
another
risk,
manager.
yeah.
And he did amazingly well
He did.
with a squad. And if it wasn't for Frank Lampard,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be having Mason Mount in his team. We wouldn't have Trevor Chalobah wouldn't be
Ross,
coming
Reece
through.
James,
Reece James
yeah.
wouldn't be in there because they wouldn't get a chance. They just wouldn't get a
But was
chance.
Frank Lampard go to this, like, say, like, for me, like a Sheffield Wednesday right now, like League One or something, or even like bottom end of the Championship, like
No, but then that does no good for him. Like,
So
I don't know.
does he go to Arsenal?
No, Arsenal
No.
won't go for him.
No.
Why not?
Arsenal
No
got
way.
to improve. Arsenal got to get Brendan Rodgers or somebody.
So where's he go then? What's it like? What level are we saying?
Frank Lampard going to Premier League. Frank Lampard's not going to get a Premier League
Well,
job.
no,
He's
but
not gonna get a Premier
honestly,
League
I
job.
thought he would get the Palace job, but he.
But a terrible appointment for Palace.
He turned out of that.
I think Vieira was a terrible appointment.
But it's the same as Vieira.
I know,
isn't it?
it's a terrible appointment.
So, I don't know. Well, no, I don't know about that. I don't know.
I think
Time will tell.
I don't think it'll be a good appointment. Honestly,
So you think Frank Lampard is done in the Premier League? He's not going to get another Premier League?
You'll have to
point?
start.
I think he
again
will.
at the Championship.
I think-
You'll have
no.
to start again at the Championship.
I think he will.
Who?
Well, someone will panic. Someone will
And
panic.
get Frank
and give him-
Lampard.
Maybe.
And he'll come in.
No, you think if Luis Lassana again, he's got to start again at the Championship, Frank Lampard.
And
Or
do
go
well
abroad.
and get some.
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
He's not. If any Premier League team is struggling, they're going to get a Sam Allardyce. Not anymore, but that kind of character, someone who's been there and done it. Frank Lampard is not that type of guy, and he's not been there and done it. He's not been that successful. He's done very well with a young Chelsea team and brought players through. He's done very well there, where players have respect.
But he
for him
did
and
really
what
well
he's
at
done.
Derby as well, though.
He's-
And look what happened to Derby.
No, he's not done very well at Derby.
He had a
Yeah.
great first
He did
start of the
26.
season, but then he dropped off.
Kansas done very well. Kansas done very
Did
well.
all right.
He did all right. But I mean,
Better than he's doing now.
but you wouldn't guarantee Lampard's going to guarantee you 3 points every week. Football's going to be ugly, but I'm going to get you this trouble. He's not that type of guy. He has to start again at the Championship or abroad for me.
Would you take Lampard as a manager and John Terry as a coach?
No, I don't think John Terry. No,
Like, is
say
John
no offence
Terry
to you,
gonna be
but
like-
I don't think John Terry will be a good manager either.
Why not?
Because it's.
What do you mean either? I think Frank Lampard is a good manager, just at a different level.
Well,
I think he's all right.
well, anyway,
I felt sorry for him.
I think you have respect for him as a player, but
He got us in
as
the
a
top
manager,
four with a
as-
transfer ban.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Right, we had a decent team as well.
He did well.
Wasn't just young guys.
Yeah,
he
no,
got-
I get
he
that.
got- He
but
got
still,
good results out of them.
But
I'm not saying that. No, I'm not
it's
saying
a
he's a bad
team that
manager.
did
I'm not
poorly
saying- I'm
the
not-
year before.
I'm not saying he's a bad manager. I think he made mistakes.
Defensively, it was always the problem.
And I've said to you before, he should have experience. He should have experience.
he needed to
Yeah.
be more clever and bring in
Yeah.
someone
Not Jody Morris.
who should have.
Yeah.
Well, Johnny Morris is fine to be
As a
there
coach, but he-
because he knows all
yeah.
the youngsters. But he should have brought in someone defensively minded who knew like that side of the
But
game.
not
Because
John
that
Terry.
was the problem.
Not John Terry.
Well, no.
But somebody like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a top like a defensive person. I don't know. He wouldn't, but Sam Allardyce is like assistant, and not even someone like that. An experienced guy who's been there, done that, help Lampard along the way. That's his biggest mistake. I think if he'd done that, he would have been like. I say more about success. He did okay at Chelsea, but I think Chelsea were always looking, as soon as the transfer ban was over, they were always going to go back to the kind of get a name in.
Well, no, it was always going to happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
was
mean,
always
because it was harsh when he got fired. We weren't doing. I mean,
To be fair, did
we weren't
Chelsea
doing that
win
badly.
the Champions League with Frank
Team
Lampard's team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Tuchel didn't buy anyone.
Tuchel didn't like so. Could you say Frank Lampard won the Champions League?
Well, he definitely. Well, when it comes down to
got you
it,
there, didn't he?
basically,
Like, really.
he should have got a medal. I thought because I don't know how that works, but.
I don't know what you mean.
He got them
Yeah.
through all the group stages
Yeah.
and some of the qualifying.
Knockout, yeah.
So, I mean, how can you not reward someone for that? Because you made it that
I
far.
know what you mean. I do know what you mean. Yeah.
I don't know. It's a tough one. We've totally gone off on a tangent here. haven't we?
I'm just saying that, like, I don't know. He did okay at Chelsea and stuff, and he was maybe onto something. But right now, if teams in the Premier League are struggling, they're not going to go for Frank Lampard to get them out of it because he's not been there and done it enough.
Okay,
What I think he needs to
if
do
you're a
is
Premier League team struggling, who's your first name you can call now?
well, depends who the team is. Who's the team? Arsenal?
Norwich.
Norwich will stick by.
Norwich
They-
won't stand
they
the
won't-
manager.
I don't think.
Oh, okay, all right, fucking hell. Crystal Palace, anyone.
Crystal
one of
Palace,
those,
Crystal
one of
Palace.
those ones. So Norwich, Palace, like I don't know, who else is down there? Newcastle.
Brentford won't sack the manager.
Eddie Howe.
Who'd you go
Eddie
for?
Howe.
Yeah, but what's the proof in that pudding either?
Because he's kept a small club in the Premier League for 4, 5, 6 years, and he was always destined that if he had more money to go on a different level. So that Eddie Howe would be my first.
Yeah, but so why is he not taking another job since?
Holding
I
out
don't
for
know.
a bigger job.
He should have taken the Celtic job for me.
He should have.
Because I think Rangers are now not struggling, but I think Celtic may go on.
Well, Rangers just beat Celtic, so you can't say that.
Rangers what?
Just beat Celtic, didn't they?
I know.
So you can't say
I was
Rangers are struggling.
No,
Let's-
no. We're not struggling. I was like Ferguson.
Let's
We're
move
not
on
struggling.
to Scottish football, John. What is today for Hearts fans?
Today. I'll tell you more about it after my next piss, but it's a Heart and Soul Day, so it's something we've been looking forward to for the last 7
piss?
years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's went down again. But yeah, it's called Heart and Soul Day. It's been announced. It's a bit cringy, but it's called Heart and Soul Day. So basically, after what's happened, it was since the supporters have been pledging to buy the club from day one, from the first pound that went in, we've now spent. Well, we've given the club just out of nothing, 12-13 million pounds just to back them in different things, and now the club.
You've given the club 13 million pounds.
Not just me, but so this is yeah, I'm a bit skint now, to be honest. Credit cards up to my eyeballs. But
they're back PSPL, so it's all worth it.
It's all worth it. Yeah, I'm skint, but never mind. Yeah, so
Liam Boyce's got his nice house somewhere, but it's all worth it.
That's all right. I don't mind. Yeah, cash another bond in. But no, so yeah.
They're sending you letters, like.
Thanks for having. I'm sitting my cardboard box. No problem.
Liam Boyce's kids want Ferraris, like, you know, the little bit. Do you fancy putting some money in?
I'm going to name a stand after you.
Yeah.
Give me some money back then. But no, the supporters have with the help of loads of people, it's been going back. This story's been going back to almost 20 years. Like even before Romanov and Lithuanians and Russians came in, the previous owner was going to move us sell Tynecastle for 30 million or something, move to Murrayfield and play at Murrayfield and stuff. But it's been started there, and now we're where we are.
How would you have felt about that?
Oh, terrible, awful. I mean,
does it feel good to be a fan-led club? Does it feel like
it doesn't mean it has to let it forever, but it means that we'll never relinquish any less than 51%, because it won't be any nutter coming in and being like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and splash this, splash that, whatever, and we're going to go, oh, great. Like, it means we've got a say in it, so we'll now own almost 100% of the club. So if someone comes in and says, like, in the future,
I mean, that's the way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Especially for, like, I mean, it's different for certain teams in the Premier League now. But I think for every team it's a good idea.
Well, actually, we got a
because as soon as one of those people that backs them clubs leaves, there could be a massive free fall.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, what's been happening, because we've been going for so long, Hearts have been the 5 guys who started it. I mean, it's a long story. It's like five
guys.
Yeah, the little bugger guys.
Yeah.
Expensive as well. It was getting guys got together, consortium, but the Hearts supporters got together and be like, what can we do to change what's happening? And then they got other people involved, and then they kind of, oh, I know someone who's a Hearts supporter, a multi-millionaire. They've got different people involved. It's a long story, but what they've been doing now, because we've been going for so long, Hearts have been going to other clubs to help other clubs. So basically, the latest one's Newcastle, who for me are the Hearts of England, because it's like they're such a big club, massive support.
You've really got to decide what side of the fence you're on here.
Are you Newcastle?
You're either
or
Man United or Newcastle.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is, underachievers who haven't won the league, well, never challenged, whatever, but they've got the potential with the.
And where's Everton standing in all this?
What?
Where's Everton standing in all this?
Listen, there's 12 teams in SPL, there's 20 teams. What I'm saying is, Newcastle, Everton, and Everton are the main ones that I think are like Hearts.
Okay.
Right? So Newcastle fans have now said, the Newcastle Sports Trust is writing a letter to Hearts saying congratulations.
Chelsea must have been like Hearts back in the day.
Yes, well they would have been back in the day, but you're taking over, but you're doing right there. But what I'm saying is, it's now the case where they're saying, thanks for coming down to see us a couple of years ago. We're now, Newcastle fans are now saying, now we're on the verge of doing the same as you. We're at the start of our journey. So hopefully, not just for British football, it'd be great if Newcastle got taken over by the club.
Yeah.
Got on Mike Ashley. Yeah. And then finally realise their potential. So Newcastle, I'm not saying they're going to take over England and the world or whatever, but to challenge, because they sell at their 52,000 seater ground every week. They take how many thousands away from home every week. They've got a massive sport, massive stadium, but they underachieve because of the people who run them. And that's what Hearts have been like for years. So hopefully other teams now can. I mean, Swansea we're a fan-led club. Obviously not as big as a club as Hearts. I'm not being silly here, but no, but I'm not because
they did pretty well, didn't they?
Yeah, they did alright.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's like when we were younger, say in the late 90s, who was the bottom 3 in the third division? Bournemouth, Swansea, Hull, wasn't it? And look at how far they've come. But they've done very well.
When I used to remove my little, the cardboard things in the league ladder, move them around.
I know. Yeah.
Swansea are always around.
Swansea, Hull, Bournemouth, and yeah. So it's like teams can do well, like go for a run and get money from English
Chesterfield,
football.
they're always down there somewhere.
Yeah.
They still are, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Very
Always.
It's not helped them.
Chesterfield.
Burton Albion.
But yeah, so they've done alright. But yeah, so today's it's been a tough 6 years, and do you know what? It's been, I mean, we were talking about our night family and stuff. I mean, there's still a massive bitter taste with what's going on. Like where we were, we got relegated and stuff because
Massive
like a massive bitter taste.
Why?
Well, because we got relegated, Hearts took over, blah, blah, put money back, put debt cleared, bought players, got back up straight away, romped the league, Rangers and Hibs way below us. We won the league by 25 points. Back up, start a new journey. 4 years later, we're back in the championship, and it's all down to Craig Levine. So it's still a better taste.
Is he still there?
No. But
Is he not medical officer anymore?
I mean, that's a joke, isn't it?
Is he still there?
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not. There's that either.
No, he's gone. But that.
Oh, he's actually gone now.
Oh, that was about a year and a half ago. Yeah, about a year and a half ago, before COVID. But it's very kind of like the way.
It's when he was like couldn't even find a plaster. He was like, oh, for fuck's sake, who is this guy?
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's why if you think about the amount of money that's been wasted on that kind of stuff, where Levine is spent giving 4-year contracts to, it worked out to be about 110 players in 5 years.
Whoa.
And most of them, I mean, we talked about that. I was out on
That
Friday.
is insane.
Most of them are absolute shite, but either we had to try and sell them, which you couldn't because they're shite, or pay them off. So it's like they're all on, say, $7 grand a week. It's not a lot to in English football, but $7 grand a week. You're talking.
A lot, yeah.
It's still like 350, 400 grand a year.
So whatever you're giving to Hearts is going to
wasted.
Very sick on
So
them, yeah.
we could have been
It's going to this guy's wages.
We could have been here
Absolute
sooner.
garbage.
We could have been here sooner. We could have spent our money better. We could have. We've got a decent team now. But it's just a better taste how people who. Like Anne Budge, like she didn't know much, but she trusted him. People are saying, "Oh, you should do this." No, I trust Craig Levine everything, and he's got so much money out of Hearts. It's unreal. He was manager, director of football, on the board, head of academy. So he's obviously been taken. He's probably on $1 million a year salary, and it's just ridiculous. He's now. You know what his job is now?
Medical officer.
He
No.
doesn't
He's-
work
he's-
for Hearts anymore.
No.
What is it?
He's now
Probably head of Scottish NHS for some reason.
Director of football at Brecon City.
Oh.
You're missing.
Lowland League. They're not even in the Scottish leagues. They're in the East of Scotland League.
Really?
Director of football there. And that just shows you.
Wow.
So the amount of money, honestly, I'll never forget, because it's been about a year and 2 years since he left. But every time if you bring up Hearts and we talk about where Hearts have come, if you bring Craig Levine up, I did. But I'm still so angry about it. The way that
No, but
we were the third biggest team. We still are.
Yeah, but the thing is, there was a point where he was
He did
a
all
hero
right,
for
did
you,
he?
like,
Yeah.
right?
What?
No,
He did all right
not a
for you,
hero,
yeah.
but it's like he won stuff with you,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Did he not?
Did he not?
As a player, he was a great player for us.
He never won anything as a manager.
No.
I thought he won like a cup or
No.
like something.
No.
Why? Okay.
Nothing. That's why.
I honestly
that's
thought
why
he was
kept
like,
going as
yeah,
long. He
he
didn't
was-
want to be sacked. He kept going. He said, "Don't sack me because I'm going to do this." Because he wanted to win a trophy. He's never won a trophy as a manager in his life.
All right. I
wow.
thought he won a trophy. with
That's
Hearts.
Jim Jeffries. Jim Jeffries. Okay.
Wow.
And Paulo Sousa, right?
Paulo Sergio.
Sergio. Who's Paulo Sousa? Oh, he was Swansea manager, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
How's things looking for you right now? You doing all right now?
Yeah. I mean, we're.
mate, it's a good team. I watched that Celtic Hearts first game of the season. Was it?
Yeah.
Was it
Oh
first
yeah,
game of the
yeah.
season?
First game of the season, yeah.
Mate, they bossed it.
Yeah.
And do you know what? What a bad decision from Celtic, but a great thing to get him back. Craig Gordon, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Different class.
He's now
man.
Scotland's #1.
Different
He's
class.
captain. But Craig Gordon is brilliant keeper. Have you seen Celtic's keepers now? Terrible. Joe Hart.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Joe Hart is shite.
Joe Hart has he
Joe
gone
Hart's-
there?
plays for Celtic.
Yeah. But I mean, Joe Hart will probably do all right
Number
now.
one.
But
Yeah.
Craig Gordon has been brilliant.
Yeah, wow.
And what you said earlier, that Ben Ingvell,
Benjamin, yeah.
that Celtic game, he was a
class,
boss,
yeah.
mate, an
I know.
absolute
I know.
boss.
I know.
Like,
Ben Woodburn is a good signing, by the way. He's plays for Wales. He's a really good player. Klopp, the reason it took so long is Klopp was considering keep because he started on the bench for the first few games of the Liverpool season. He's a really good player. He needs games and stuff, but
is he on loan? Yeah?
on one for the season, but he's out of contract next season, so Hearts might have something in the deal to try and make it permanent. But the difference is now,
try and up your money that you give, you might get to Ben Woodburn.
Well, I don't need to do that. I mean, we've got plenty of money. I mean, Hearts, the foundation of Hearts have got so much money. The amount of money goes in. But the thing is, what was I going to say? Since Levine's left, it's like Bud just saying, "Oh, Levine's in charge of everything." Now we've actually got sport director Joe Savage, who we got from Norwich. He was Norwich head of recruitment. And then we've got we've now appointed scouts all over Britain and abroad. We've got new head of academy. Everyone is now being appointed, and everyone's good at their jobs. So it's instead of just signing loads and loads of players for the shite, they're now taking their time to sign players, and they're signing really good players. Instead of wasting the money going, he's
that Benny signed properly?
3-year deal, yeah.
Oh yeah. That is a really he looks good.
We just signed a boy for Bristol City, Taylor Moore, who I didn't know, but Bristol City only signed him from Lens in France.
It sounds Scottish.
Well, he sounds Moore. It's actually
Muir.
That's not Muir, it's Moore.
Muir.
It's not Muir.
What's his chant going to be? Muir.
No, you're thinking of the cows in the farmyard, they say that. But we signed for Bristol City. They bought him for 1.5 million from Lens 2 years ago, but Leon offered 10 million from the year before.
Oh, wow.
Right? And whatever reason he's fallen.
What's happened to him?
Yeah,
Nigel Pearson doesn't fancy him. Nigel Pearson doesn't fancy him, so we've got him. That's fine.
Not in that way.
That's fine.
No.
You never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want another pint?